Hey everybody, and welcome to Binder Minder, and today is mail day. In fact, this is mail day number 30. I've been keeping track of them, 30 of them so far, which is crazy. It's also video number 91. I'm not counting any of like the TikToks or Reels or any of the short form videos and stuff. And video number 91, so that's pretty crazy too. For mail day number 30, I've got a bunch of stuff. Kind of run through. I got a few things in here just to show that I got in, and then I've got a big stack of cards here and some other stuff. So this is only part of the stack. In fact, I'll show you. Here's the other part of the stack too. So there's quite a bit of cards to go through. But first, before we get into that, I do have a few other things coming in. So Ninja Turtles are coming up. I've been planning on building a turtle deck for a while. I figured while I had an opportunity to pick this one up, orange is my favorite color. Figured I'd pick up a Michelangelo Squario. I really like these Squarios. It's kind of nice where you can have some personality to your deck's box, and more importantly, you can tell what deck it is without having to even like look at the card in it too, which is really nice. So. On top of that, I did get in some more dice. I just picked these things up. So I love these Chessex 12 mil dice. If you've never used these for counters and stuff like that, these are perfect. They're tiny, easy to transport. Even this whole container, you can take, throw it in your bag. It's pretty nice. And this is honestly, at least twice, maybe even. Sometimes only 9 of them is all you might need, but they do come in handy and you can help out the whole table. I will say if you do pick some of these up, so I picked these up, I think I got these for like $3 or something from Game Nerds, but they were the cheapest ones that they had, and I was looking for a set. So I've got one other set, and some of them are the clear translucent within the colored pips. I wouldn't recommend doing that. They look really cool. They're awesome to have as dice, but as far as counters go, you put them on a card and you just can't see them. So my goal with these, that's why I got pink, is I wanted a counter that you could see from across the table. The white pips are really useful for that. The pink is real obvious that there's a counter on something. I don't want people to not know that there's a counter on something, and I want it to be real easy to see. So I don't think I'm going to open it up right now, but I did also get one of the decks for Riftbound. I actually I've already got the I've got another deck too. I don't remember which one. I've got the Lee Sin deck sitting here, and then now I've got the Jinx deck, so we can finally try them out. And I will say these decks do have a pack of cards in them too, which is kind of nice. I opened up the first one. I didn't pull anything good or anything in it, so I guess it's good I didn't record it. But anyhow. The last non-card thing that I have is during the holidays, the Ultra Pro had a deal on playmats. They had mystery playmats. I actually saw Jank Mats, which is another playmat provider that I've used. They also had a mystery thing where you got it for free if you bought 2 of their packs of sleeves. And I was real close to buying that, but I've just got so many playmats I don't need anymore. So as fun as the mystery one might be, I'm just scared that I'm just going to get more playmats that I don't use. So, but that said, my wife did pick up 2 of them. She got 2. She wasn't really a fan of either one of them, but I was a big fan of this one. So she picked up one for me and one for her, but she had the choice, right? And since she didn't really care for either one of them, we got this one right here. And if you guys have ever seen the Galaxy Foil Secret Lairs, not the most recent one, but the original one. This is the Lightning Greaves art, which is really cool. Obviously, the Soul Ring from the Secret Lair is a lot better. But that Soul Ring, I looked, it sells for crazy numbers for the playmat. This one, on the other hand, is actually, you can pick this one up for like $20 still, because it's just not as sought after. So she didn't get like a high dollar playmat or anything in the mystery thing, but she got a decent deal on a playmat. And we got at least this one that I liked, and the other one that she got was kind of like okay. So I'm not going to pull it out and change it up though right now. I will do that at some point. All right, so we'll dive into the stack here. So you guys have known I've been ordering a bunch of cheaper cards for decks. I've got stacks of decks. I'm just pulling in the view here. So each one of these tabs is a deck, and then I've got 3 more decks that I'm working on. So I got Persistent Petitioners. I have the Iron Man that I've been working on forever, and this is not Hawks. This is actually another deck that I'm working on. Just actually started. I had printed up a couple proxies for the expensive cards for this one. This is Aaliyah Artful Provocateur. What this is my wife wanted a fairy deck, and I brewed one up for her, and I wasn't sure if she was going to want it. But I brewed it, and I liked it enough that I'm like, if you don't want it, I'll play it. I really want to try it out. So, don't know if that'll end up being a deck for her or for me or for us, I guess. But I am gonna try that out. It'll be a cool fairy deck. Get all these out of the way here. Anyhow, so yeah, all these, each one of those is a deck, and frankly, I need to make room because, as you could, well, I can pull this back into view since I'm talking about it. You'd see some of these where I've gotten a majority of the cards, right? It's because I pulled the cards from our cards yet. But there's stuff like these, you could tell that I have not pulled the cards yet. So like this one's been pulled, that one has not, that one's not, you know. So there's a bunch of them that I still need to pull cards for these as well. I think this one's the one exception because I think this is the etched foil. The etched foil deck, I don't have any cards for it, except for what I've ordered. So, but anyhow, so I actually need to probably just get another bundle box and reorganize everything, which, given how tight that is, I'll probably have to do after this mail day. So anyhow, it's already 8 minutes into this video. Well, 8 minutes in my recording. It's probably not quite that far for you because I cut some stuff out. But let's get into this. So the majority of this stuff is just going to be for decks. They're cheap cards, less than $2. Everything's less than $2 for the decks, because I'm, trying to get through a bunch of these decks that I've been excited to try out, and so I've proxied all the expensive cards, and I've been picking up all the cheaper cards, and if I like the deck, I'll go ahead and fill in the blanks with the expensive cards. Anyhow, Funeral Room, Awakened Hall. This is a good card. Get 2 of those foil etched swamps for the foil etched deck. This stack of cards right here. So we did not get any of the Avatar Secret Lairs, but I really did like my Cabbages lair, and so I picked up not all of them. I picked everything but the expensive card. There was like one card that was expensive, but I was able to pick everything else up for cheap. So I got those to throw into the collection. That's how it goes. Sometimes you're not gonna get everything. I can skip one card and save a majority of the money. Bontu's Monument, Felidar Guardian. These are for decks. I see. So it's funny. So with these Edge of Eternity Stellar Sights cards, I don't know what happened, but there's a whole list of them that I didn't have on my list to order. So I had a whole bunch that I didn't know I needed to even pick up, including a bunch of the cheaper cards. So I did order a Nesting Grounds poster version, and then I got a Mutavault, which are a little bit more expensive cards, and then I got the Shambling Vent and a Wandering Moral as well. Those are for the collection. We got a couple more Heir Apparents here. Like I said, finishing up, that's one of the decks that I'm working on, so no big surprises there. Metalwork Colossus, and then a High Market poster. We got Court of Cunning. This is one of those cards where I had ordered it a couple times, and I waited, almost a month, it didn't come in, reordered it. It's one of the few cards I need to finish up the Persistent Petitioners deck. And yeah, still, that one's been so close for so long, it's just kind of frustrating. So Quarter Cunning, and then I got a foil Shadowborn Apostle, which again is another one of the decks I'm working on. Like I said, just chipping away at a whole list of decks that I've always wanted to build / play. We got a Fangren Marauder here. That's the only thing that's there. That is for a deck. I'm not sure which one. Oh, that'll be for the monkey deck, the Kibu deck. Why can't I get this out? Alright, there we go. This one is just a Restoration Magic. Really good card, by the way, from Final Fantasy. For another deck. Dragon's Approach. This should be one of the decks I'm working on. This has been out forever, but it is not. I just haven't actually finished getting all the Dragon's Approach, and I was able to order like 9 of them in batches of 3 for like less than $1 each. So picked up 3 Dragon's Approaches there. Those will go in the binders for now. Get some more foil etched cards. So got Murder, foil etched, and then I got this cool command tower. I picked this thing up for a steal. This thing went way up in price. I saw somebody list it up for like half price when I was able to get that and get the Murder, so I can't really complain. Don't really have a plan for it specifically. It's not going to go into a deck or anything right now, so it's just going to go into the Secret Lair binder for now. I'm sure I'm going to use it. It's really cool looking. So, Immortal Servitude, Bazooka Bog, damn. Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp is one of the few cards that's over $2 that I did pick up for this for a deck. I like that art for one. I didn't feel like making a proxy of it or anything like that. It's such a good card. I figured even if I don't like the deck eventually, I'll use that copy. Alright, so this is the Lulu Stern Guardian with the Chocobo track foil. I just love the art for this thing. I do have a Lulu Stern Guardian deck that I've brewed, and I did start piecing together the pieces for it since I finally got this. It's a bummer that it's in Japanese. It's not readable for me, but this is another one of those that was just really high. It was going high up in price, and I wasn't willing to spend the money for the English version. This one, even then, I still paid $45, which is rough. But frankly, the Japanese copies are selling for $65 right now plus shipping. So, which is oddly enough the same price as the English version. I don't know why that is, but yeah, great artwork, and should be a fun deck when I actually get to it. When I get it finished, I guess. All right, some more foil etch with Rashawn Hidden Magister and Lydia Fry. When I ordered these, this person was selling. They had a few lands, or maybe I think it was this order. They had a few lands, and you'll see a couple here. They were selling for like 5 cents for foils and stuff. This was 5 cents, and I was like, I love this. This is one of my favorite lands. I'm gonna pick it up, even though I don't have a specific use for it. Vein Ripper. This is for a deck, and this is like $5 or something like that. But it's so cheap now. It used to be such an expensive card. Some, like I said, 4 or 5 cent lands. Yeah, I got a foil etched island. I'm not sure why I'm separating the foil etched stuff, but foil plains and these Hour of Something lands, which it's the same artwork as the Armaketh. My wife loves this art, so every time I see them for cheap, these are 5 cents. I picked them up. Shadowborn Apostle for the deck. Isolated Chapel for deck. The foil etched. Command Tower, of course. More lands. You can see I picked up some more of those for her. Maybe I'll get enough for her to be able to swap her zombie deck over or something. Secret Savage. Or Salvage, sorry. Shadowrite Priest. There's some more Dragon's Approaches, 3 more. And then a Mortuary Mire. Alright, so this is what I've got in for regular cards. Here is the exception, and I'm going to show you guys this. because I think this is wild. Check this out. See that Bajuka Bog? That's not a legal card. I mean, you put that next down normally without me having to get the microscope out and look at things closely. I was very surprised at the quality. So I ordered a stack of cards for decks and for some other things that were proxies, and I picked them up from Bootleg Mage. Their thing is, so a majority of these are, the quality is so good that you can't tell that they're not real cards, and it's concerning because they also have legit magic bags. So I plan on writing on the back that these are proxies. I don't mind running it this way, but I don't want eventually somebody to get a hold of my stuff and try to sell the cards, and these end up in the market for whatever reason. Even if it was stolen or something, I don't want it to end up in the market accidentally. So, and my memory is pretty bad, so sometimes I might, these are so good I might actually forget that they're proxies. So the reason I ordered from them in the first place is because they had foil etched proxies, and these things look great. They look just like regular foil etched. So I'll show you this one. I'll leave this blue one out because I've got some more blue. I'm going to keep this stuff stacked over here until I get them all marked. But I have more foil etched stuff. So I've got a Vault of the Archangel. This is for my black and white deck. I got this really cool foil Ancient Tomb. I actually still need this card for my collection, which I could use this in there, but I've got a deck that's got an Ancient Tomb in it already that I want to run this in. I got a CEDH deck. So more foil etched cards. Toxic Deluge, Damnation. These black ones look good, but the blue ones really show, because it's the same thing with these things. The blue ones pop, the black ones have a little bit of reflectiveness to them. You saw me buying the Dragon's Approaches. When I build that deck, I'm going to put this in here. This foil Future Sight card, it's just too expensive for me to pick up, but I kind of wanted to run it in the deck. And then I have one card I'm going to show you guys, because you guys have been following my collection. I did have one card that is technically going to go sit in my collection, and because you've heard me complain about it so many times that I've completely lost interest in finishing this set because of the price of this card, because it's doubled, more than doubled. It's $180 to pick up for a non-foil. The old Demonic Tutor from the Strixhaven Mystical Archives Japanese art. This one has just been killing me. I'm 3 cards from finishing that set, and then this thing went up in price so much that I've just not been willing to do anything with it. So I'm going to mark the back of this thing, and I'm going to put this in my collection. Maybe someday that price comes down a little bit, and then I'll change it out. But I think I'm going to keep this in there for a while. It's still not complete. It'll never be complete with the proxy, but I think I might be more willing to get the other 2 cards that I need that are like $30 each to get close, and then I'll just keeping an eye on this thing eventually, We'll see. But I'm going to run through the rest of these. There's a big stack of cards. So, like I said, there's a ton of stuff. I end up spending $100 on proxies, but these are, for the foil ones, they're $3.50 each. $3 for regular ones. But the quality is really good. To be honest with you, the main reason I was willing to spend that much is the foil ones, specifically because they have special foils like these. I did get a Shadowborn Apostle. Same reason. These Secret Lair ones are just so expensive that I'm just probably never going to spend the money on it. Ulamog, this is for that deck as well. Mondrake, Glory Dominus, this is such a good card. I've got this in a deck, and I've got a proxy that I printed in the deck, and I just saw this foil, and I was like, I bet you that's going to look really good in foil, so I went ahead and added it. Persistent Petitioners, same idea. This is the one with the little bunnies and ducks and stuff. And then check this thing out. Vault-Born Tyrant with the raised foil. I mean, it looks legit. It's crazy. Like, I'm sure if you went through, and I know if I flip it over and look at the dot, I'll be able to tell. But it looks really good. There were 1 or 2 cards in here, and I haven't found them yet. And I saw them, and I'm like, you can see like a little bit on the art, but these don't. Same thing with this one, Lumra, Bellow of the Woods. I actually have 3 of this card. I bought 2 of these. I bought one for my wife and one for me. The foil raised foil on these just looks amazing. $350 for these is actually a pretty good deal. So, but I just love this art, and we use Lumra in a bunch of decks. I've got one of my CEDH deck, which is where this is going to go probably. Just because, you know, it'd be kind of fun to pop out that one out every once in a while. All right, Jet Medallion, Mana Vault, in the foil etched again for the foil etched deck. So my plan with the foil etched deck it was going to be a little bit lower end deck because foil etched cards are really expensive, and the deck price that I was looking at was like $350, $400 at the low end. That was going to be the you know, nerfed version of the deck, and I was like, I don't know that I'm ever going to want to spend this. Like, I've been spending a lot on Magic, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to spend $400 out of pocket on that in the first place. And I was like, well, what if I go higher end and I get a bunch of proxies for some stuff? And so that kind of was able to allow me to take out some stuff, put in some of these, and they're still, you know, I'm supposed to spend $350 each on these, so it's not cheap. But now with all that said, after I bought the proxies, the total amount that I have to spend on the deck is like $170 left. So it's still not cheap, but another Mana Vault, and this thing looks great, by the way. It looks really, really good. Another Mana Vault. I don't have that in any other deck, but I imagine I will now that I have it. And, of course, I had to pick up a Soul Ring. Picked another one of these up for my wife as well. Alright, so this is the one. This one specifically. Let's see if it's visible on camera. But there's kind of like a screen door effect. You can see. I'm not even sure that it's showing up on camera. You might be able to see it, you might not. But there's a screen door effect in the art here. And I don't know if it's a printer or if it's supposed to be that way. I can even see it up here. Yeah, like I said, maybe you can see it, but when I'm looking through the camera, I'm not seeing it. So this is the only one that I saw that I'm like, wow. You can kind of tell that it's a proxy, but even then, it still looks great. And then this one. I love this card. This is another one of those cards where I'm just like, I'm never going to buy this card. The real one. It's just too much. Same thing with this one. This thing is like $2,000. Is that not crazy? The Soulstone, I should have bought more of these, to be honest. I've been wanting to run these in some of my decks, and I mean, why not run the cool version that nobody's ever going to see normally? So, I mean, $2,000-$3,000. Well, hardly anybody's going to run these in decks. I'm not saying they won't, because people will, but not enough people get to see that artwork, and that artwork is amazing. All right. Still more to go. I got Balin the Haymaker. Funny enough, I actually had another proxy of this art because I just like this art. But my proxy didn't have the race foil and it looked like crap compared to this. And that's what I planned on running as the commander for my Heir Apparent deck. But yeah, why not go with this one? I've got a Muldruff of the Gravetide here. I've got this in a deck that I thought this would be a cool art to have. Sholdred, Whispering One, Archfiend of Despair, Rhystic Study, of course, with the cool foil. Alright, so Cyclonic Rift, Mana Drain, and Fierce Guardian, right? So let's just throw this Fierce Guardian next to this. And I was like, I mean, you might be able to tell this is a little bit different here as far as the reflectiveness, but it's pretty spot on. It's pretty close. You know, with them next to each other, there's a little bit of texture difference. That's the main thing. And to be honest with you, this texture looks better than this one. This one looks a little rough. And that could be because sometimes we get some that are printed in the United States and some that are printed in Japan and stuff. And the US ones have a little bit more texture. But yeah, can't complain there. I really do like those. And that enabled me to have a good deck while also still sticking with that weird theme that I'd done. So Bootleg Mage does include a couple thank yous. There's a gratitude to the Bootleg Mage card. It says add new cards to your collection at a fraction of the price, and it's a big thank you and everything. And then I noticed later on, you flip it over, it's actually got a dual land. So there's a scrub land in there. Might have to put that one to use. Pretty cool. And then it also included these two lands, and I don't really know the context on these. Obviously they're Japanese or something as far as the text goes, but I don't really know beyond that. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't even know. These almost look real. So I did get the microscope out though. I figured we would take a look at one or two of these, see how the dot looks, and then I can at least show you guys. I did this last time I bought proxies. Show you guys the difference, what you can expect to see. So these, you see the red dots? There's red dots all over the place, right? Now we take a regular magic card, we go to that green dot, and there's just an L shape right there. Boom, boom. I know it's hard to see on the camera there, but there's just a little L shape to it. And that's it. There's not red dots everywhere in the green. And sometimes they don't have any dots at all, but this one, the way that they're printing them, does have red dots all through there. So yeah, that's just one of the ways you can tell. I will say the one thing that is the most noticeable about these proxies is some of these look okay, but when you get into these triangle Universes Beyond ones, some of them are, it's like they're missing a corner. I don't know if you can see it. They kind of don't have as much shape to them. They're a little rounded. So same thing with that one. I mean, let's be honest, the real cards have a lot of quality issues and stuff as well, so it's not too big of a surprise. So yeah, these came in a little bag, a thing that said free gift, and they also shipped everything in a little storage container too. So put these off to the side for now until I can get all those marked, and then yeah, give me just a few minutes. I'm going to get all this stuff sorted out and figure out what decks these are going to go into, get everything that's going into the binders scanned, and yeah, I'll get the binder out. We'll see you in a minute. All right, we're back. I got everything scanned in. I got all my decks organized. I made another container, which is full already, just to get those sorted out. And obviously I'm gonna I need to finish one of those decks. There's a couple of them. Iron Man is missing one card, Persistent Petitioners. I think it's just waiting for the cards to come in. So hopefully a couple of those can be done soon. I have a bunch actually that should be almost done. All right, so get the Secret Lair binder out. Let's see if I can't open this up real quick and throw a couple of these down in the back here. Not really sure. So those Galaxy foil ones that they were replacing, that I've saved room for, they definitely delayed those. They were supposed to be finished up, and they delayed them. All right, so Command Tower, Meltdown, Anguish Unmaking, and Future Fry. I'll go right here. And then I believe in the back of this deck, this is the one that has, oh, so that's the end of that deck. Alright, so we got the special guest binder out. This has got all of the Stellar Sight stuff, so I'm holding this thing up. Okay. My food finished while in between all this, and I haven't got to eat it yet, so let's get these in order real quick. So starting at the back, nesting grounds is number 76. It's right here. Having these little tags in here does make it more rewarding. It's funny, I think I was looking for that extra nesting grounds. I just noticed that there's 2. I didn't think I'd have 2 in this binder. Alright, high market is number 60, 63. Didn't I also get a Mutavault? Yeah. So Mutavault's going to go right here. If I can get it out. Alright. High market should be right here. And then got number 45 and 38. I think those are going to be towards the back because they're the high numbers of the smaller side. All right, Wondering. It's funny, I've got the regular version of this, or the poster version, but not the regular version. And Shambling Vent is up here. Same thing here. It's because I thought I had them, you know. That's it for that. And we got to go to the back of this binder. I'll tell you, this collection, I mean, for one, it's a lot of cards, a lot of expensive cards, and I still got a lot to go. That helped quite a bit fill in the gaps, but yeah, that was pretty overwhelming. That was a lot to take on, but no worse than doing the special guests, right? Especially when they added 20 special guests with Lorwyn. 20. So, all right. Still need to reorganize these because I've been taking them out. Now we got all these blank pages. But there's our Dragon's Approach pages. I hope everybody's doing good with this little break between our Lorwyn coverage. By this time I would have posted up 2 of our collector booster boxes, and today, along with some of this other stuff that came in, I did get in another collector booster box for me and 2 play booster boxes. So, and there's still more coming. We've got decks coming, all that kind of stuff. Got a lot still coming. So, there'll be a bunch of coverage. Keep your eye out. Make sure you following us on social media, on TikTok and stuff. I've been trying, I really have been wanting to do some more short form videos that are not just opening the packs and stuff. I have a lot of stuff that I'd like to talk about. Kind of like we did the video of the sets that were upcoming. I am kind of curious. I did that because I wanted to feel out and see, you know, what people thought of that. So I'm hoping we could do some more of that. That'll be a little bit easier for me to do quickly as far as that kind of stuff goes, to kind of keep things in between some of our other videos. That said, this is Binder Miner. As always, thanks for watching. To put us in your binder like we've been doing today, you just got to like and subscribe, and you can ring the bell up on the top to be notified. You can catch us on our social media, which is in the description below, and I hope everybody has a great day. We'll see you real soon. Bye.